आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. This is a very unique and fascinating portion of not only Chāndogya Upanishad, we perhaps can say this stands apart in the entire Upanishadic literature. This is a wonderful piece that goes into our psychology, goes into what makes us behave the way we do. What are those numerous factors which are inside our personality? Is it just one or two, or is it dozens, scores, or hundreds? In this 7th chapter of the Chāndogya Upanishad of Samvāda, we have the young, ever young teacher, Sanat-kumāra, telling Nārada that ordinary scholarship, what we find in the world normally, somebody claiming to be a master of some subject and so on, actually doesn't mean much. One has to understand oneself. Starting with Nama, and in the first set of 15 factors going up to Prana, then starting with Satyam, and in that second set going up to Bhūma. Totally in 23 areas, Sanat-kumāra provokes our thinking, throws light on dimensions of our own existence. Nama is itself great. Nama upasva, said Sanat-kumāra. Only when Nārada asked, this is so wonderful, is there something further to Nama? Sanat-kumāra said, Asti namnaha bhūyaha. And what is it superior to Nama? Vak, he said. Speech. And in this session we are going to see what is superior even to Nama and Vak, that is Manaha. Though in the last class we covered Vak, I guess a particular quote from Shankara's Bhashya I missed. I would like to just quickly say, Shankaracharya explaining how Vak, the faculty of speech, speech cultivation, speech nurturing, speech refinement, our being aware of our own speech, and out of that awareness, our being able to speak better, pronounce better, utter better, and even as we utter in a better way, more effective way, it's a two-way process. It goes out so well, and then as we realize, this came out well, we in fact are encouraged to go deeper into ourselves. And Shankara already said, Vak is like the cause of Nama, and cause is superior to the effect. But one more dimension, he says, is in the very first paragraph in his commentary we have, Yadi Vak na abhavishyat. If there were not to be clearer and clearer speech, dharma adi na vyajnapaishyat. It's through tremendous self-awareness that we get to know dharma. what is right. A whole lot of scholars do not live in a wise way. You know why? They know the shlokas, they know the mantras, they do a good job in advising people. They give great lectures, they write big books. But why don't they change? Why don't they themselves live in a compassionate and dispassionate manner? Why do they continue in their prison of egoism? Why do they get hurt if people don't praise them? And why does it get into their heads when people do praise them? One answer is they are not aware of the whole movement of thought. They are not aware of that wave of pleasure that rises in them, what it is doing to them, where it has taken them away. You see, when you and I get into desire or anger, when you and I get into any psychological mood, we actually have been hijacked to another state of consciousness with a price to pay, even if it is sleeping half an hour more in the morning. And if we are more conscious, we can't do that. Even as we say, oh, let me sleep more, that awareness makes us realize, actually, I have had enough rest. This doesn't make sense. My body does not need rest out of awareness. So, Sankara says so well that one of the ways in which you can become a better person, a better human being, is even as you speak, speak with awareness. Speak rightly, not so much to impress others. Speak so correctly that it clearly represents what you have in your mind. Others get it well, that's good, but more than even others, even as you speak what is in your heart, you yourself discover, yes, this is exactly what I feel today, and I have expressed it well. Dharma is when, even as you get a thought, even as you speak a word, you feel well aligned with eternal values. Adharma is in the very uttering of an inappropriate word, or maybe an appropriate word but uttered in an inappropriate manner. You get a feeling something is amiss here. Therefore, all these factors that Sanat-kumāra is bringing on the table, they have that central message: we rise in awareness, we rise in consciousness, on the scale, on the vertical scale of consciousness. How nicely Adi Shankara makes his insightful comments. Vāg abhāve adyayana abhāvaha. If we are not pronouncing well, then we don't chant the shlokas or mantras. Or if we are reading something in English or any other language, if we are not reading those words properly, with proper feeling, with the proper visualization, then where is proper adhyayana? When we are reading the words of Ravana, for example, where he is angry, we must feel that anger vicariously. When we read the lines spoken by Rama, where there is a dharma-nishta, we ourselves should feel what it is to be anchored in truth, in righteousness. So, right speech is about experiencing whatever is said very closely, very intimately. Then you have done Ramayana Adhyayana. Otherwise, superficial. It would be just Nama. Maybe you memorized the shloka from the Ramayana, from the Balakanda or Ayodhya Kanda, or from anywhere. Sometimes you and I pat ourselves on the back when we remember a shloka which we had read some years ago. And yet we remember that shloka. In between, we did not revise it also. We say, how nicely I remember that. Sanat-kumāra would say, your knowledge of those shlokas is nama. But if you were to do Ramayana, Adhyayana, study properly, you would also have the visualization and the feeling of that experience. So here we have Vag abhave adhyayana abhava, adhyayana abhave tadartha shravana abhava. Then how would you listen to the meaning thereof if a teacher were saying it? Tat shravana abhave dharma adi na vyajnapaishyat na vidnatam abhavishyat. Na vyajnapaishyat was the word in the mantra, and Acharya Shankara says, na vidnatam abhavishyat. You would not know. Therefore, in English, they say, I did a study of the Ramayana just for the name. Hindi, there is an expression, naam ke vaste. Kya pada? Humne to naam ke vaste pada. What does it mean? You didn't get into the depths of the various teachings over there. Therefore, tasmad vag eva etat shabda uccharanena sarvam vijnapayati. This praise was offered to walk, right? And now we go to the next section. When Nārada asks, is there something superior to speech? Sanat-kumāra said, yes, there is indeed. And that's how in this 7th chapter, 3rd khanda, 3rd section opens up. The title for this we have put in a slide. Let's take a look at it. It's understand the glory of what you have by the name mind. You have words. Behind words, you have the ability to utter those words, but words and the capacity to utter those words, both of them actually are supported, are held as though by a single faculty, and that is manaha. So this 3rd section says manaha upasva. What is upasva? Upasanam kuru. Do upasana. All right, what is it to do upasana? To do upasana means to steadily adore someone or something. If you say you do Shiva upasana, day after day you adore Shiva. If you dare say you do Nāda upasana, you learn music and you call it an upasana, even as you listen or sing those ragas, you say, how nice this is. I'm glad I have got a little grip over this now. I think today I have been able to sing this particular raga, doing better justice to it. And I'm so glad. That means you are adoring. If somebody is going about a certain practice again and again, looking at the sky and wondering when the syllabus will be over, when I get chutti, holidays, when I can relax and watch some TV, God forbid, that is then not upasana. Adore the mind, do an upasana of the mind, which also has great significance now. And it is the mind, Shankara says, we refer to anthakarana with the word mind here. And he uses another word, manasyana. Manasyana means what? Manasyana is thinking, thinking as well as feeling. Manasyana. And Adi Shankara very accurately says Manasyana is what is called Manasi Anavashishtam Antakaranam. So, no, rather, Manaha Manasyana, no, Anavashishta is not here. Manaha Manasyana Vishishtam Antakaranam. Antakaranam Vishishtam, especially characterized by. Vishishta means marked by. Manasyana. Manasyana Vishishtam Antakaranam. Vacho Bhuya is superior to speech. But what is Manasyana? Let's put it this way. Tadhi Manasyana Vyaparavat Vacham Vaktavye Prerayati. When the Antakarana has Manasyanam in it, it is that because of the presence of which in the Antakarana one is prompted to say something. On many occasions, many of us feel like saying something. That is Manasyana. And some of us have such strong Manasyana that they spell it out, they speak out, others hesitate. Manasyana Vyaparavat. Manasyanam Vyaparaha Yasyasti. Vacham Vaktavye Prerayati. So, in simple terms, behind our speaking something, there is a certain thinking in us. And upon thinking in a certain way, we wish to say it out. And likewise, it is from thinking that specific words come, nama. Nama and namnaha ucharanam. Both as though are positioned in antakarana marked by thinking. Therefore, the basis for calling manaha superior to nama and vak is just as if A is holding B and C in it, then A is superior. B and C rest in A. Like what? Now the mantra itself is going to say an analogy. So we go to the first slide, and in the first slide, following the title slide, we have an analogy given by the Veda mantra itself. The Upanishads are part of the Veda, so anytime we may call these mantras Veda mantras, but to be more specific, they are Vedanta mantras. The Upanishads are a subset of the Vedas. They are Vedanta. Mano vava vacho bhuyah yata vai dveva amalake dveva kole dve or dvau masculine dvau va akshau. Shankara is going to explain this, but in this mantra, three kinds of fruits are mentioned. Amalaka fruit, kola fruit, aksha fruit. So, two amalaka fruits or two kola fruits or two aksha fruits are held in our fist. Let us say, we hold them in our fist. Mushtihi dve amalake anubhavati, dve va kole anubhavati, dvau va akshau anubhavati. In that way, manaha, our mind, anubhavati, experiences the rise of word, the rise of its right pronunciation, and the mind experiencing them prompts them to go further. Let speech be spoken. let the word be expressed in this way. And the mantra says, Sayada manasa manasyati. Take for example, out of 1,000 things that could arise, it is the mind which in its own way prompts mantras. Then a person recites mantras. Another person may sing some folk song. Yet another person may just speak some prose, some sentences without being poetry. Mantran adhiya. Adhiya means a wish. The mind wishes. May I recite mantras? Let me do ucharana. Then ata adhite, word and speech then rise from that desire. The word desire is going to come in 2 lines down. Karmani kurviya iti. It is the mind which says, hey, let me do some karma, Vaidika karma or Laukika karma. Ata kurute. So there is some mental operation, mental capacity, there's a mental phenomenon that precedes vocal phenomenon that precedes the particular names coming out. Putranscha pasunscha ichcheya. May I wish for sons and daughters? May I wish for animals, pets, or domestic creatures? So it rises in the mind. When one goes about asking some friends, I wish to buy 2 cows, where are they available? The speech operates. Ata ichhate. Imam cha lokam, amum cha lokam, ichcheya. All this is a wish, and the wish happens in the mind. Ata ichhate. And let's see what Shankara has got to say about this. First of all, think of a bowl in which fruits are kept, and in a sense, the bowl which holds the fruits is of a higher order. Likewise here, yaccha yasmin antarbhavati tat tasya vyapakatvat tato bhuyo bhavati. If 2 fruits are in a bowl, the bowl is more pervasive, more vyapaka. Yatha vai loke dveva amalake phale, dveva kole, they are called badara phale. Another word for kola fruit is badara. Dveva akshav vibhitaka phale. So that seems another kind of fruit. Mushtihi anubhavati. Mushtis, mushtiste, mushtihi te phale vyapnoti. The fist covers, envelops, takes them within its scope. Mushtau hi te antarbhavataha. Evam vacham cha nama cha amalakadivat manah anubhavati. Sayada purusha, likewise, when a man manasa manasyati, Shankara throws a little more light. Manasyanam here means vivaksha buddhi. Vivaksha is vaktum ichha, like jidnasa is desire to know. There are a number of such words. Chikirsha, desire to do. Jigisha, the urge to win. Niti Rasmi Jigishatam, says Sri Krishna in the 10th chapter. So Chikirsha, Jigisha, Mumuksha, Jijnasa, Bubutsa, Bubuksha, these are called Sannantas. And here there is a very important word which comes a lot in the Shastras, Vivaksha. It is said, Vivaksha Buddhi Manasyanam. Among millions of possible desires, a particular desire comes to the front, and we say, Some people, as soon as they go to a bathroom, shut the door and begin to take bath, they get the vivaksha or the desire to sing. They are called bathroom singers. Sometimes, even though they have finished their bath, because their song is not over, they stay 2 more minutes, then come out. In olden days, a big joint family would have just one bathroom, and people had to wait for one of their brothers or sisters to come out. And that person won't come out. And you knock the door. Hey, come out, I'm getting late. Come out, I must take bath. Yeah, yeah, just give me 1 more minute. I finished bath, but my song is not over. So Vivaksha. So what makes her or him sing? Before the walk, song is a vocal expression. There is the manasyanam, Vivaksha buddhi. And the specific context, as the mantra also said, mantran adhiya ucharayeyam or karmani kurviya. That is chikirsha buddhi. So this we have explained. In this way, essentially, we find the mantra of this Chāndogya Upanishad, 7th chapter, first section, highlights certain subtler activity in the body politic, in the whole personality, what actually goes on before we say, we do not say, and so on. It will be followed in the next section by a faculty called Sankalpa. And there the Upanishad itself and accordingly Adi Shankar also highlight a certain dimension where there is a certain deliberation about what is fit to be said, what is unfit to be said. In many people, that is not awakened. So Vivaksha arises, they just say. I felt like saying, therefore I said. Oh, you felt like saying. Did you think about whether it is right to say? Sorry, I did not think all that. I felt like saying, and I just said. That is when many people get into trouble. They just say whatever they feel like saying. Swami Chinmayananji defined freedom. Freedom is the ability not to do what you feel like doing. He said, not to do what you feel like doing is freedom. What is implied is you may feel like doing something, but if you take a look at whether it is worth saying, worth doing, worth expressing, and then for some reason you find not the right time, not the right place, and by saying this, unnecessarily I will be hurting this lady or this man. So you hold back. That is freedom. Otherwise, you are a slave to your urges. You are so conditioned by simply repeating what you had done before, what your parents did, what your grandparents did. Sometimes, in the name of a glorious tradition, you do things which, from another angle of view, is just mechanical. You do it out of some dreamy, sleepy perception that this is what I am supposed to do. This is what my father did. This is what my grandfather did. And therefore, I will also do it. So do you understand why you are doing it? And whether it is really necessary to do it? Whether there are other ways of doing it? I don't think so much about this. If you don't think much about what you are saying or doing, then you will suffer eventually. Better do things with more thoughtfulness. Better exercise your freedom not to do certain things and to do certain things Let there be a certain freedom should be an expression of some original intelligence, not opposed to Shastra, but not mechanical either. In this way, the mantra throws light on the greatness of Manasyana. Manasyana is followed by Vak, which is followed by Nama. The last part of this mantra is Manohi Atma, Manohi Lokaha, Manohi Brahma. Three complements are heaped upon Mana. Mind is the self, mind is all these worlds, and mind is the ultimate reality. In Upasana, such statements are made. We must understand the culture of Upasana. This is not to be taken as a precise statement. It is rather a statement encouraging a certain mindset, a certain spirit, a certain pujya bhava, like Matra Devo Bhava. The mother literally is not God, but can you have a feeling of her being no less than God? My mother is no less than God for me. It's a feeling, and the scriptures encourage it. All the more if you truly are able to evoke that sentiment. Let's take a look at how Adi Shankara explains the words Manohi Atma, Manohi Lokaha, Manohi Brahma, and Manaha Upasva. So, Shankara explains it. Manohi Atma means, generally, what do we consider Atma? Atma is me, I. Generally, what do we say I am? I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the one who won there, I am the one who's lost here. So, Shankara says, Atmanaha kartrutvam bhoktrutvam, the sense of doership and enjoyership, how do they come about? Sati manasi. If the mind is present, if the mind is operating, sati manasi means manasi sati. When there is the mind, अस्माकं कर्तृत्वं भवति, अस्माकं भोक्तृत्वं भवति, आत्मनः कर्तृत्वं भोक्तृत्वं च सति मनसि न अन्यथा. The mano hi atma. If one of us is a good painter, one of us is a good organizer, one of us is a good technician, we carry a sense of, if it's technology, I am the man to be called. Another lady says, if it's about a painting, a picture, call me, I can do that. So sense of, I am a painter, I am an artist, all that is anchored in the mind. Manasi sati, kartrutvam bhoktrutvam cha bhavataha, and kartrutvam bhoktrutvam are the building blocks of Atma at our level. In the same way, sati eva hi manasi, and there is the mind, loka, various realms of experience, Varga and Naraka, Bhumi and Patala, all of them. Tat Prapti Upaya Anushtanuncha. We can perform various anushtanas that could take us to particular lokas. Sati Manasi, if there is mind available. With no mind, one is gone. Mano hi lokaha. And therefore, Shankara doesn't explain the third part. Tasmad Manohi Brahma. But we would say Brahma in here is something to be adored, something to be held in great respect. Hold mind in great respect. Value your own mind. Do not misuse it. Do not underuse it. Do not abuse it. Do not put it aside. Like you have a car, keep it in good condition. Run it, drive it, get it serviced, and ensure that outside and inside the car is very nice. Then you are an upasaka of the car. For you not only keep it in good condition, but enjoy using it also. So, manaha upasva iti. Now, with a quick mention of what is going to come, we will conclude this, this particular session. Before that, after saying manaha upasva in the section proper, there are a couple of words more which were there in an earlier section also. Nārada asks, Nārada says, is there something superior to the mind? Manaso bhūyaha bhagavah astiva. And Sanat-kumāra says, Manaso bhūya asti. There is something superior. Then Nārada says, Bhagavan bravitu. May the revered sir tell me. And the next fourth khanda begins with Sankalpo vava manaso bhūyāṁ. Sankalpa is masculine, therefore we don't say bhūyaha or bhūyasi. Masculine form. Sankalpa bhūyāṁ. Sankalpa is also an antakarana vritti, but it is the samarthanam, it is the underlining of kartavya, akartavya, vibhaga. You feel like doing a few things, but something inside you says, this is really worth doing. And you resolve, therefore I will do this. Foolish people take something worthless as worth doing, and they do wrong sankalpas and end up in trouble. But good people assess properly and then do what is to be done. So, in summary, to wind up, the Chāndogya Upanishad in this section throws light on mental operation and gives it due value. You must be aware of various dimensions in you, putting them all in their right place, not insulting any of them, nor getting attached to any of them. You must move on. Then, bhūma, the realization of the limitless, unbound and unbounded reality comes to you. Om Namah Paramara Siddho. Namah Paramara Siddhyaha.